So, the first gig you went to?
First gig I went to was Oasis at Loch Lomond in 1996 on the Groove Records bus.
Perfect. Last gig you went to?
Last gig was Mogwai at the Concert Hall Glasgow, 7th of November 2021.
First gig you first gig you attended with a partner?
First gig with a partner was Tina Park. I walked into the Beta Band being on, and to a stage invasion by. I'll start again. First gig I went to with a partner was Tina Park. I walked into the Beta Band, and later on there was an Iggy Pop stage invasion. I think that happened by about lunchtime, so it was quite memorable.
Perfect. Great gig you had a ticket to but missed?
Nirvana at the SEC 1994.
Oh,
Because Kurt Cobain died like 2 weeks before or something.
heartbreaking.
After the tantrums to be allowed to go because I'm quite young. That would have been my first gig.
All right, okay. Furthest you've travelled for a gig?
Austin, Texas for Psychfest. That was 2014, I think. I saw loads of bands like Toy, who I loved at the time, War on Drugs, who their first album was out, which was amazing. The Flaming Groovies, who opened the concert, just a wee tiny low-key stage they were. Brian Jonestown Massacre, standard. Temples, Horrors, King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, who I love. Black Lips, the Zombies, the Black Angels. So that was quite memorable too.
Yeah, sounds great. Cool gig you said you went to but didn't?
I am no fantasist. I've never done that.
Okay. Gig that most surprised you, good or bad?
It was Nina Cherry at SWG3, probably about 2015 maybe. She was playing with Rocket Number 9. It was a kind of band setup she had called Blank Project. So it wasn't pop at all. It was quite experimental. I'd heard the album before I went and thought I'd really enjoy it. Just amazing level of musicianship from her and the band. It was the first time I'd seen a drummer play with samples using a Roland SGD, which I have now. So that's a bit of geek in there for you. But it was just fascinating, the whole thing. Totally off the wall and brilliant.
Okay, good. Great gig that made you miss the last bus or train home?
I had to think about that one because there's quite often a mad dash for the last train to Gourock from Glasgow. But I do remember going to Primavera in Portugal one summer and missing the last metro back. And because those festivals run on to like 2 and 3 in the morning anyway, I had to sleep upright in like the shelter for the train in the street for about 2 hours. So in the blazing sunshine because it was still at 4 in the morning.
Mine was Big Country at the Barrowlands. They played Hogmanay.
Oh,
They played through the bells till about 1 o'clock or so. And
oh,
came out
wow.
half one and thought, how are we going to get back from Glasgow? And
How did you get back?
I can't remember. We honestly can't remember. I think we're too drunk to remember. So to back in a
Started walking.
van or something. We honestly don't remember. So
That's funny.
I know. Bucket gig in the past that you would love to have been at?
Well, I'm just reading Bobby Gillespie's book just now, and I'm listening to him describe the onset of punk arriving and the Ramones at the Apollo in 1977. It sounds fantastic, and I've actually got the live record of that now. So hearing it on record and just imagine what that must have been like seeing it live in 1977 when you're just a young teenager. Whoa, pretty amazing.
Absolutely. Bucket gig you're still waiting to go to?
Any Bowie show.
You might be waiting a while.
Could be. Who knows?
Maybe you'll play with Nirvana when they reform and you can get to see
Oh
Nirvana.
yeah,
Yeah.
a double dunter. Yeah. Maybe I'll get the drumming gig. Who knows?
Anyone alive you're still desperate to see?
Gosh, I need time to think about that. I can't really. Oh, I think I've seen most of my heroes now, I would say.
Perfect. Band or artist you have saw the most times?
Probably Primal Scream. I've seen, because from going to see them from when you're a teenager, from like the Barras, the SEC, all the festivals, they're just everywhere, aren't they? Bandstand, all those kind of gigs. So Green Man Festival as well, probably. Yeah, umpteen times.
Okay. Best live venue?
The Barras.
Best ever gig?
At the Barras, it was Richard Hawley, 2012. Quite an amazing, just the whole thing. I've never felt love from an audience for a band like I did that night. In the quiet bits, you could hear a pin drop. It was a Saturday night. It was just incredible, and the band knew it as well. And actually, Richard Hawley still comments on it. Certain interviews, you'll see that's his best ever gig. The band couldn't believe it. They just stood in total awe, like, wow, everybody stamping the floor, and oh, it was just one of those special gigs. Quite something.
And last one live album we should all own.
The Last Waltz, it's a feel good factor, and amazing musicians and music.
Perfect.